So in the last episode, I talked about Japanese researchers cloning a clone of a clone's clone and how basically they got to the 58th generation, and at that point, every damn rodent dropped dead the day after they were born. So for me, it's the stuff of sci-fi nightmares and a couple of very bad 80s comedies, the idea of cloning, if it's a person, cloning. But in that app, I promised a more upbeat version of cloning, more optimistic, more interesting. So this is one that cuts right to the heart of my personal greatest hopes for cloning.
It's time for a little bit of science. I'm Will Grant, an Associate Professor of Science Communication at the Australian National University.
And fuck, you're good at it. I'm Rod Lamberts, a 30-year SciComm veteran with the mind of a teenage man.
And you too are good at it.
Thank you.
I didn't get the fuck you're good at it,
No, but I get excited. I get carried away. I don't see a lot of people.
And today, as well as hopeful cloning news, we also have some nice trees.
I'm going to offer a little comfort to those of you who were not child prodigies.
We have some German trees.
We're going to talk farting, objectively.
I have some poetry news for you.
And a little bit of A and emphatically not I.
That's my favourite sort.
It's a lot of it. So much you're like, oh God, what have you done now? But we'll get to that. That's way at the end. You have to stick with this for the whole 31.6 minutes or something.
Yeah, indeed.
So, this story about positive, excellent cloning, which really makes me happy, begins in the Bay Area of, what is that, San Fran?
There's only one Bay Area. There's a lot of bays in the world.
Angeles.
You only use bay to mean...
the San Fran Angeles Bay.
The Bay of Biscay.
Yes, the Bisque. So San Francisco Bay, whatever, the classic Bay Area high-tech, whatever. It's a company there called R3 Bio. R3 Bio, because R1 and 2 didn't go well, but R3's nailing it.
Yeah.
And apparently they've been quietly pitching a way to replace lab animals without the ethical issues that come with living organisms.
Hey, that is a good thing.
Not a bad thing at all.
We need a lot of animals in scientific research at the moment. And
we do.
It'd be nice if we didn't have to use as many.
Yeah, and look, that quote's almost true. It's a little bit...
What do you mean? What quote?
Talking about how, without the problems of living organisms, because what they want to do is engineer, quote, non-sentient monkey organ sacs.
I mean, when you phrase it like that, like sack is such a great outcome when you put it around organ.
Yeah, I know. I want a sack of organs, but non-sentient because we're not monsters.
Like sometimes you just got to be explicit and say,
yeah,
I want me a non-sentient organ sack.
I do.
What kind of monkey? But monkeys?
Monkeys. Because we use monkeys and monkey organs and monkey bits and so forth.
Yeah, we also use rats and we also use others.
But they're focusing on your monkeys. I don't know specifically which ape or otherwise, but, of that genus. Okay. Essentially, they say these would be, and I love this word, structures.
Well, that's what organs are.
Structures.
Yeah.
No, the sacs are structures that contain all your typical organs.
All of them.
Except for a brain. So therefore they...
Is it a monkey-shaped sack?
I do wonder. I hope so. Not like a bag of monkey
organs.
Or
is it just a bag of organs that, like, it's like the monkey chest cavity?
In a skin bag with hair on it. I'm happy with both.
They're made of skin? I was assuming something more plastic or something.
No, I think it's all organics.
Okay.
So you could use them as alternatives for drug testing, transplant, fuck around in general, which is great, right? It's cool.
Look, there's a bunch of ethics in science that take you to places that may be gross and maybe...
Ethics, huh?
Well, no, look, I assume this is part of the big effort to reduce animal testing.
Yes.
And...
what is it? The 3 R's. Reduce...
Reuse, recycle.
Revive...
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
No, not for recycling, but for animals, it's like reduce, revive, ravage.
No, it's not those either.
There is reduction, but then there's replace and rumble. I can't remember the third R. I was only on ethics committees for 10 years.
Like be more efficient with it.
Yeah, but with an R.
Yeah.
So that's cool. It's cool. But it seems the company's ambitions go a bit beyond replacing animal testing.
Yeah.
So it has been reported that they're looking to generate replacing human body parts by creating non-sentient human organ sacs that can provide blood, tissue, and organs to people when their own bodies fail them.
That's great. That's great. Well, are they made with your DNA, I guess? I mean, that's the big problem with transplants, that we know rejection is a huge problem. Like
the other organs go, no, you're not one of the cool kids. Bugger off.
Yeah, I mean, it must have been something that when they first did transplants, they're like, okay, swap out a heart or whatever. Man, we've done the miracle. And then they go,
what's wrong with you?
It doesn't, the body doesn't.
Why are you unwell? Why is your heart looking like it's been immune system?
See, Again, this may sound gross, and I wouldn't want to accidentally walk into one on my neighbourhood walk, but...
Oh, we'll get to that. So this is like, the company may or may not be refuting this, but I'm just the messenger here. So in the words of a CEO of a Singapore company called Immortal Dragons, what a name. I mean, it doesn't matter what they do.
It's very close to the Imagine Dragons. Like...
No, they're not a band.
Yeah, I know, but it does sound like they could be. Or a video game co-op.
We are the Immortal Dragons.
Yeah, exactly.
These guys aren't that. They're investing in R3 Bio, and their CEO says, look, we think replacing is probably better than repair when it comes to treating diseases or regulating the aging process of the human body.
Maybe. Okay.
So if we can create non-sentient headless bodyoids for humans beings, that would be a great source of organs.
We can do like 58 generations. Like, that's your limit.
Only 58. Headless bodyoid.
Yeah.
Non-sentient headless bodyoid.
Yeah, no, again, you're trying to provoke me being grossed out by this.
No, I love it. I'm 100% on board with this.
See, there you go.
I would do it tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'd say, give me a bag of me with no brain.
The instant visceral reaction is strong, and everyone would go, okay, that's gross. But think about it for like a second, and you're like,
No. My instant visceral reaction is yes.
Grow me some extra ones.
I've thought about this for years.
I want 4 lungs. I want 2 spleens.
Yeah, look. Statement to the Tech Review, the company, the original R3 Bio, apparently their founder said, we never made any statement regarding hypothetical, quote, non-sentient human clones that would be carried by surrogates. We'll get to that. They insisted that any allegations of intent or conspiracy to create human clones or humans with brain damage are categorically false. And they would, right? You would say, no, we didn't.
Look, I think it's an area where you want to get your PR just right.
Yeah, your ducks is in the rows. Yeah. Many ducks.
Don't just have people assume what you're doing. And don't do your work in like a weird medieval castle.
Or do.
No, don't. It might just have the wrong vibe.
You want to get the vibe right. It should be completely white. It should be completely white, shiny rooms with no obvious joins.
No. I'm thinking it's like, when you go to like a hospital and then you walk past the kids ward and it's all like colourful and there's like animals and stuff like that.
You wouldn't do this with children?
No, I'm just saying make it colourful and pretty and
like rainbows.
Yeah,
and
rainbows.
Horkies.
Yeah, exactly. Don't make it look like a sinister
unicorns.
Video game sort of.
Sure, that's fine. So they either are or they aren't planning this. I reckon they are, but I have no evidence for that. It's just like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you plan this? But ignoring whether they are or they aren't, I mean, let's assume for fun someone is. Let's look at a few facts and issues. So one is it feasible at all to do this? And yes, it is. It's feasible that you could, or plausible that you could, use your induced pluripotent stem cells. So, you get your adult stem cell, and you coax it into being...
So this is not taking embryos. This is like any cell. Like
you can
get like a skin cell and take it back to
a
that's
stem. The thing, yeah. And in theory, you can do that, and you could bring it back to stem cell level and then reprogram to embryonic-like states. So you have the potential then to turn any cell or tissue in the body into something that ends up being a quote, embryo-like structure that resembles the real thing. And then what you do is edit the stem cells and disable genes needed for brain development.
Yeah, you just turn that off.
You just turn that off.
That's not decapitation, it's just turning off.
No, you just go in and you push that gene that says no brain. Then what you do, the resulting embryo, they say, could be incubated until it grows into an organised organ structure. So, cool. Ethically, I don't know. Again, look, I don't have a problem with that. I don't know if I'm a monster or just a pragmatist, but I don't care. Do that. Personally, do it. But beyond that, let's get into a few more practicalities. So my sci-fi fever dream that just glossed over when they said, we're talking about making these human, meat sacks bait made out of me without a brain. I'm like, absolutely great. No problem with that at all. Cool. Mm-hmm. Love one. But one of the problems, of course, is an artificial womb is not really a thing yet.
But so we need a womb for this? I guess we need some
they've got to grow.
Growing media.
And those are called women who are prepared to bear them.
Well, no, in the past, yeah.
Still.
But in this future world...
I'm talking tomorrow.
What, you're saying that this has to be grown inside...
A lady.
Well, not necessarily, but inside a womb.
A human.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they were talking this is in a big tube.
Ditto.
I thought they were like, this is a plastic sack.
Because you've seen movies too.
Fuck me.
So let's say the cloning thing works. You've got the embryo. Then you've got to say, excuse me, Griselda, we've been chums for a while. Would you mind bringing to full term this, we'll call it baby?
Blob that has no brain that
Yeah.
I can use the heart of.
And when it comes out, it will absolutely not be able to interact
But then the
with you.
heart's going to be like baby sized. You know,
Yeah, you got to wait.
you got to wait another
gotta grow
60
it.
years until it's your size, or at least 20 years. Like
15 is probably enough.
I think the technology relying on human wombs is a big ask.
It is a big ask.
It's a big ask.
But I mean, just even before the waiting period, like the idea that imagine the conversation. I'll give you like $8,000.
Oh, look, this
Would
is
you
another
mind gestating this?
Look, this is another area where you can say it, and then you go, oh, the only people that have this is like the billionaire world, where they're like, okay,
Of course.
you know, Elon Musk wants a new pair of legs, and he's like,
He's going to get his 19th
and
wife
he puts
to do
out
it.
on X, someone
Yeah.
grow me some new legs, and
I'll give you half my $1 trillion.
well, not even, I don't think it.
And more like probably, $5,000. Also, you flag this, if they've got to grow to adulthood, they need to be, quote, stored and maintained.
Stored and maintained.
And those two words are doing a lot of heavy lifting.
Man.
So my sci-fi brain says, kind of like what you were saying about the ward, but for me to be like, I imagine this sleek tube in maybe my garage. It's maybe got frosted glass. It's full
Your
of
garage?
fluids. Yeah, well, I've got to keep it nearby. I don't trust other people. So it'll be sitting there, and occasionally I'd go out and change, I don't know, the survival tube and
Yeah, you add a bit of hummus.
yeah, exactly. Hummus and I don't know, organic kelp juice and kombucha. So, but I imagine this tube that you can't really see what's in there, and you kind of replace some
I
stuff
can
occasionally.
I can see my new legs growing in there.
So I imagine that to be, it'll be easy to clean. You wouldn't have to worry about it. But in reality, if we were doing it tomorrow, you'd probably have like this grown-ass version of you drooling, shitting itself and needing to be fed. Maybe sitting in
no
a chair in
brain.
your spare room. Yeah, exactly.
Jeez. No, surely they're not thinking, like they're not aiming for this version.
This is not what this company has spoken about. Not that they ever said they're actually going to do this, but the practicalities of this is likely right now, if you could get the thing and you find the surrogate and it comes to term and then you've got it,
Growing it and maintaining it is
someone's
actually-
got to treat it like someone's got to help it live until
I thought
you
you were
need
telling me a
to
nice
cut
story about
organs out.
cloning.
This is wonderful. That's wonderful.
I feel like maybe it should be like a backpack. Like it's sort of surgically attached to you, and then it gets and you grow your new legs in a backpack that you wear on you.
So when you fall over, you can just jump right up again as you land on your second pair of feet. Look, the principle, I'm on board with like a non-higher functioning lump of meat that I get completely, rejection-free organs out of. Fantastic.
Sure.
I accept. Everything else sounds too hard and I don't want to do it.
Maybe everyone should just look after the ones you've got.
You can do both.
Oh,
I mean, look, even if we start tomorrow, you're still going to have to wait for it, as you say. Like, if it's a 3-year-old, it's not a very useful set of lungs, do you?
I kind of want some 3-year-old legs. I'll just swap my legs out for
Deadpool.
3-year-old legs. He grew his much more quickly though.
Yeah, well, he's got superpowers.
Well, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Well, I have some nice news for you that you did not think you needed to know about our tree friends. So,
I have more than tree friends. I got like 4.
ay. So we've known for a while, and as I spoke about previously, trees talk to each other.
Yes. But they have an accent, so they're hard to understand for us humans.
Well, I don't know if this shows that they have an accent, but they do. Well, some trees are nicer than others. And
Really? They're jerks.
That's
cool.
This comes out of a researcher in the Chinese Academy of Forestry.
I love that academy.
Yeah, but you can also understand why they might, which are the nice trees and which are the not nice
And
trees.
you can also imagine, it's the Chinese Academy of Forestry, so it's only got, like 45 million
Oh yeah, it's
fellows.
it's all of the Australian university sector.
All the whole population. Like, what do you guys study here about trees? What don't we? There is nothing we don't have an expert on.
They went and interviewed 3 million trees. Not quite
Did
interviewed.
they?
But no, they didn't
So
interview.
tell me, chestnut.
In 17 places around the world, 17 different forestry study sites,
Right.
not just in China, North
Right.
and South America, Asia, Africa, Oceania. No, Europe. Didn't do Europe. All right,
Really?
so I'll have to tell you about European trees later.
Thank you.
But what they wanted to know is how well they relate to each other. Look, you can imagine.
So, soaring redwood, how do you feel about the larch?
Hate it. But I love a beach.
Endorse
I love a
it.
beach. I don't know. Look, you can imagine an Academy of Forestry Studies going, okay, is there, if you are fully into tree producing, you could go,
Well, who isn't?
can we squeeze more of them in together? Like, it's like,
Without them fighting.
yeah, like battery hens scenario.
Fabulous.
Can we make them so that the trees don't annoy each other if you get them
One on
squeezed?
top of the other. And how do we make them good citizens?
When I think about this more, this is very a production mindset sort
Is
of
it though?
research.
Shocked. Absolutely shocked.
Okay, they didn't go as far as that.
Okay.
They didn't go as far as that. Look, basically what they looked at is in these different forestry sites, 17 different places around the world, more tropical and less tropical.
That
further and
describes
closer
both
to-
parts of the world.
Yeah. It's the tropics and the non-tropics, the temperate zone. No, there's also the subtemperate and the Arctic, I think.
Yeah, which is non-tropical.
Yeah, they're all non-tropical.
Exactly.
But I think they went temperate.
Both parts of the world.
Not many trees in the Arctic. Tropical trees, way more friendly to each
Of course they are. They're not aware. Like, hey, bro.
other. Well, actually, here's the thing. I'll tell you their result. No, So I'll tell you their result, and I'll tell you this parallels with something else in a bit, which I'm like, Did you need to include that? Okay, so 3 million trees, and they looked at how they interact with their neighbours in both positive and negative ways. A tree species is considered to have positive relationships if it has more neighbours, more diverse neighbours, and that they seem to growing happily together. Negative relationships.
This is a very distinct and clear measurement system. I like it.
Yeah.
They seem to be growing happily together. Good.
Look, don't blame them for that. That's just the telling. Blame the science communicator for that, not the scientist.
Oh, I always do. Yeah.
So, tropical trees have a wider variety around them and they seem much more happy. The researchers said why. First, they gave tree-level explanations and then they took it in a slightly weird place. Number one, there's more beans closer to the equator. And the bean family seems to be a really nice family. Like the beans...
I've too many things to say in response. I can't say any of them. I'm broken.
But if you want to do the forestry science, beans, legumes, they fix nitrogen in their soil.
Yeah.
And all them other trees are like, fuck yeah, give us some nitrogen. That's awesome. You did some good stuff, Mr. Bean, Mrs. Bean. So that could be part of it.
And if they get mad with them, they flick them away, Carrie.
There's also, tropical trees have more of the mushroom fungus, the mycorrhizal networks.
Your midichlorians.
The midichlorians.
Yeah,
that helps as well.
Yeah.
But also, in the tropical rainforest, there's more of the canopy effect. That
Cannabis effect is definitely strong.
They help each other grow. They're kind of more nurturing to each other in the tropical.
Well, the tropics, your yungles in the tropics do tend to really hang together quite thickly.
So then they concluded, another possible explanation, or at least another parallel. Previous studies in the US and China have showed that people are more agreeable, emotionally stable, and open to new experiences when they grow up in warmer climates.
They take everyone in Scandinavia.
I just love trees are doing this, and therefore also people.
So are you.
Tropical people are nicer to each other. So
foresters do not talk to anyone who don't study trees, nor even notice them.
Hey, I grew up in the tropics. I'm nice. So
I grew up in Canberra.
Yeah,
and I'm not. It's true.
You go.
They're right.
There you go. We're basically trees.
So we here at the Little Bit of Science podcast, we're no strangers to elite performance. I mean, the evidence is self-evidently obvious.
Evident.
Exactly. Our legions of devoted listeners might be shocked to find out, though, that we weren't actually child prodigy podcasters.
No.
We weren't. I mean, I don't know about your school reports, but none of mine said this guy
will be a podcaster when he grows up.
Is already clearly brilliant at it. None of my performance reviews in any job I can remember.
Didn't mention any podcast.
None of them. So the question is, are we exceptions to the standard rule that the top-notch performers were always really fucking good and like prodigious or prodigy-like?
So the standard rule then is that...
Like if you're really top-end musician, athlete, art, whatever it is, then it's probably... you probably were pretty damn good at it your whole life and potentially even prodigy-like. I don't know, does that mean you are prodigious?
Yeah, I think you are prodigious.
Or is it prodigy-esque?
Oh, no, I think you're just prodigious.
Prodigious. So, I mean, everyone knows that's basically, it feels right? You kind of go, well, of course. So like Mozart.
If you were good at Mozarting when you were a
young
little Mozart,
Mozart little. Tiger Woods.
Good at Tiger Woodsing when you're an old Tiger Mozart.
Bobby Fischer, the chess whiz.
What is Tiger Woods' talent? I think it seems to be drunk driving and
hitting a small
harassment.
ball. I bet he can hit a small ball into a hole.
Oh yeah, not sexual harassment, just a lot of sex.
Silly, silly. He's a silly Billy. Bobby Fischer, the American chess whiz kid.
Was he a whiz kid?
Tower, yeah, he was. He was fiendishly good at a very young age and quite apparently acceptably cocky about it. Terence Tower, maths whiz, all childhood prodigies, all of them. So, there's been a bunch of research strongly linking the intensity of the child's training. I mean, we talked about this with chess whizzes and so forth as well.
Like old Don Bradman, he hit that golf ball a billion
against
times.
a water tank with a stick.
He had no other entertainment.
No.
Oh my God, what an annoying skill.
Totally worth it.
Can you imagine as a parent, you got young Don out in the back just whacking a ball.
He's hitting a golf ball with a stick against a water tank again. No, Mum, it's going to pay off. Sure, Donnie.
And it did.
It did.
It did, but geez Louise, so annoying.
So a bunch of research has linked the intensity of a child's training program in specific activities, music, athletics, etc., to the excellence in their competitive performance as teenagers and young adults. That seems to be a fairly strong pattern. But that doesn't necessarily mean top-notch adult performers need to start young and specialise early to push the same thing to do as well. So this researcher, Arnie Gülich, a German person with some buddies, they analysed 19 studies, which ended up being about 35,000 high-performing people. So a shitload of people. And they analysed like life histories of Olympic athletes, Nobel laureates in science, world top 10 chess players, most renowned classical music composers, international leaders in all kinds of fields. So they looked at the biographies, life stories of these people. And they compared these results with nearly 70 studies on training histories of young and sub-elite performers. So young people who are very good, high school champions who didn't necessarily grow up to be the best in the world. And they found that over all these different skills and talents, things that made a high-achieving youth really distinguishable, which was early specialisation, rapid progress, huge amounts of discipline-specific practice. All these things were basically absent or reversed among the adult world-class performers. It was the opposite. So the people who are really superb as adults, on the whole, were not that as children.
There you go.
Quite the reverse.
There you go. Well, so that means I still have a shot.
We both do. And get the number, 82% of international level junior athletes did not go on to become international level adult or senior ones. 82%.
But there is the classic, I think it's Roger Federer or something like that. Like he dicked around until he was 19 and then he was like, you know what, this tennis sounds good.
I think I'll play tennis.
I think I'll give tennis. But there's other stories of people joining a sport later, not from 4 and just going, you know what, this is great.
Like me with cage fighting, I'm starting next year.
Cool. I suspect you will do brilliant.
Do it. I'll definitely do it. But yeah, it's interesting. So basically they're saying high early achievers and later world-class performers were essentially different
Not the same people.
Different people. Only about 10% of those who are excelling in their things as adults were top performers in their youth, and the reverse. Only about 10% of the top youth performers went on to excel as adults.
That's fantastic.
Which is a lot like you. Yeah. Like, you were a prodigy video game reviewer when you were young.
Look, I don't think there is a prodigy in the world of video game reviews.
There was one. But nowadays, So basically, these findings contradict a lot of popular beliefs about what's going on.
And does it go across sports and other activities?
Yes, it appears to. Musical, athleticism, the two.
There is the classic. Maybe they're pushed into it, whatever it is, and they can excel while they're under potentially a disciplinary environment or something forcing them. And then they just go, I'm jack of this.
Yeah, fuck it. I've been doing this since I was 6. I'm 12 now.
No.
There is a suggestion of that. I always think that about friends or friends of friends who were hardcore swimmers, like competitive swimmers when they were kids.
Yeah.
They're like, 9 mornings a week, 12 days a week. No, they would just up in the morning. You'd get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, swim for 9 hours, go to school, eat everything in the world, and then swim for another 9 hours in the evening.
Yeah, it's like the opposite of
humanity.
No, of the Hunter S. Thompson diary. Like get up and have the brandy and then the cocaine.
He would have swum pretty fast, briefly. But yeah, look, there are a bunch of suggestions that obviously the takeaway is exceptional early performance is not a prerequisite for being really good later in life, which I find hugely relieving.
That's great.
Hugely relieving. And there are a bunch of speculations why, but in the end, kind of what you said, one of the problems might be that young folk have been specialised so early that they don't really do anything else. And so when that doesn't quite work or they get bored with it, they're like, I don't know what else to do. But we wacky cats who've diversified and done a bunch of things and tried it, may be open to more flexibility and options.
So there you go, listener. It's never too late.
And if you were a prodigy, congratulations. I hope you're in the 10% who went on to become a leading world-class performer.
Well, maybe you've achieved everything that you wanted to achieve in whatever your field is.
7 years and done.
You wanted to get to junior Olympic gold medal, but not screw getting the
under Olympics. Yeah.
Under Olympics.
I'm waiting for the take whatever drugs you want Olympics. And, of course, my 6-year-old cage fighting debut. It's going to be awesome.
I got some updates for you.
I want to know about trees. I just want to know about
tree news for you.
All I care about.
More tree news. And
do you know, I used to work in this workwear store. I just have to say, this is the best business name I've ever heard. So there are all these accounts. They all come in there, all kinds of different tradies and stuff. And there was one mob who'd come in and they go, I need some boots and I need this, safety gear because I'm using train saws. And he goes, what account's that? And he goes, 3 fellas, tree fellas. And I thought, that's genius.
3 fellas.
3 fellas, tree fellas.
But you have to slow down and get your mouth ready to say it.
I did.
3 fellas, 3 fellas.
3 fellas, 3 fellas.
Like you can't be a mumbler. And
3 fellas, 3 fellas, you're lying. You don't have an account here. Fuck off. There'll be cash, sir.
2 girls, 1 cup. So
yes.
This news is important news from our German friends in tree research.
God, there are so many. Name 2.
Have you heard of forest bathing?
Yes.
So forest bathing is a particularly Japanese associated phenomena, but I think it's probably something that applies to all of us around the world. Get yourself out into a forest and
Have a wash.
you have a wash, but you feel better. Like in so many measures, there's been a bunch of things, in long-term well-being, in short-term well-being, happiness, chill out, calm.
Yeah.
I think your skin's better.
Yep.
You
live 4 to 7 centuries longer.
much more glorious stools, all sorts of things.
Yep, absolutely. You grow extra digits.
Extra digits.
Yeah, forest bathing's good
But
for
forests are lovely, and forests are really healthy for us.
Yes.
And so these researchers said, well, how much forest do you need? And what...
How tiny can we make the forest for your well-beings?
Well, what they want to do is...
We have 2 bonsai trees. Do you feel better? Okay. 3 bonsai trees.
No, they went audio. They said...
Oh, listen to these trees.
Can you listen to the... Well, listen to the forest, not the trees, man.
It's the trees, not the...
Yeah, there's other things in the
okay,
forest. And they said, so they gave a bunch of their people in their study, obviously students in Germany, some 1-minute audio clips.
Of a forest.
Of forests. And overwhelmingly, people felt much better once they'd listened to it. Only a minute. And they're feeling better in a bunch of different ways.
But did they fuck with them? Like, this is a recording of a forest. How do you feel?
I got to tell you, I had a massage once in Germany, and I swear.
Wow, that's the beginning of a story.
I know, right? And she's like, okay, and she goes to the CD player to put on the calming music, and it's fucking traffic sounds. I'm like, what are you?
I'm thinking Rammstein, but no traffic sound. That's even worse.
I was like, what are you doing? I was like,
why? You're not relaxed? Wait, what's when I turn it off?
Environment.
Seriously?
It was traffic sounds.
So here's some industrial metal.
I think it's my goal, like in life, to collect a series of intercultural massages and
anecdotes.
see how they're done in the world.
I had one in Japan from this tiny dude. It's the first massage I've had where they put you in these full-on ankle to wrist pajama things with a belt around the middle. I'm like, what kind of massage is this?
Hang on, slow down. Ankle to neck pajamas with a belt in the middle.
Completely covered. Full like a
like
judo.
Track pants? Have you got
like
legs?
A judo outfit, basically, fully decked. I'm like, this is going to be a weird massage. And this little dude walks in and he's in the same stuff. And he progressed to fling me around the room and climb up and down me like a spider monkey. And I was like, this is sensational. This is just sensational. This tiny little guy climbing all over me and throwing me around the place. And I came out, it was even better than traffic noise.
Have you heard my Indian massage story? We've digressed, listener. We've digressed. So this one, we were in a hotel, and my girlfriend, later wife, that I said, I'm going to get a massage. I'll call up the hotel. I'll get a massage. And I'm there. And he says, okay, lie down on the bed and get into your undies. And I'm like, okay, fair enough.
You weren't wearing them to begin with?
No. I didn't like just down. And
please put some
all
undies
good.
on.
And then I see this smirk on my wife's face. And she's like, I'm going to go sit on the roof. And I look up, and old mate, the masseuse, has got into his undies.
Nice.
And these were not the greatest undies in the world.
And did he use all of himself to massage you?
There was literally 45 minutes of not traffic noise, but 45 minutes of me thinking,
screaming in your own head.
Have I signed up for
more than you expected?
Yeah, more than I expected. I mean, totally legitimate if that's the service that you're looking for, but I didn't know if I had signed up for that. And a moderately happy, some sort of happy, and
the confused and sort of okay ending. Anyway, forest bathing.
So anyway, not traffic noises, but forest noises. And so, yes, they did vary this. There wasn't just forest. They wanted to mix it up. And
so this is a nuclear explosions, whale song.
Forests getting burned.
Children headbutting each other.
No, they did it in ways that forests normally vary. One, how many animal sounds there are. Like, is it like there's lots of animal shit or just not much animals? You know, the diversity of species.
Yeah.
And whether they were from local forests or from faraway tropical forests.
Okay.
Now, I don't want to stereotype anything here, but I just wanted to remind you that these are German students and German researchers. And so, do you want to have a guess as to which ones they preferred, which ones made them happier?
The Black Forest.
Local forests.
Yeah, of course they do.
Like they're
because the tropical ones, they're insincere and frivolous. How can I relax in such an environment?
The end result of this research is that German people prefer German forests. So
Hitler said that. Did I just Godwin it?
Look, I mean, we might just pause and just go, maybe that's a phenomenon all around. It's about being in the local environment might relax you. And hearing different species, you're like, I don't know that. Where's my kookaburra? Where's my
That's tricky in Australia, though, because there isn't an Australian forest type, whereas maybe German forests are more homogenous.
Yeah, that's true.
Because, a forest in FNQ...
Oh, my God, we got the cassowaries.
You're far north... so you're trying to survive because a giant dinosaur bird's going to kill you, so the sounds of screaming would be background noise.
No,
as opposed to your Mornington Peninsula Victorian forest, which is basically rich people gargling caviar.
Or the Tasmanian Gothic forest.
Oh, yeah.
And in fairness...
So we don't have an Australian forest. They should test it here.
Not one simple... But I, as a far north Queensland kid, I did think of this reading the study, and I was like, oh, actually... If I was to be immersed in a tropical rainforest sound, I'd be like, oh, damn, that feels so nice.
Delightful.
So maybe there is something in your local community that you're actually imbuing. What's the richest environment around you or something like that? There's something...
Or it's as if we adapt and prefer familiar things.
What?
I know, right?
What?
I know. In the year 2000, gastroenterologist and widely acknowledged, and I'm not kidding, king of farts... Michael Levitt was apparently a little sad because he said, this is his quote, "It is virtually impossible for the physician to objectively document the existence of excessive gas using currently available tests." As in...
Slow down. It is virtually impossible for the
physician
to
objectively document the existence of excessive gas.
So is he like, no one knows what's actually excessive?
Yeah, and
like
how much farting and
if
how
you've
much...
got a skinny person versus, like Andre the Giant. Yeah. I imagine Andre the Giant produces a larger amount of gas than...
He apparently used to eat like whole live horses. That was like that guy, his eating levels were freakish. His consumptive capacity was beyond amazing. But no, they're basically saying, at that point at least, and until recently, fart studies rely on self-reports. Or what I like is they say in this piece, most have relied on self-reports. You're waving beer around. Self-reports, like how often...
But are we talking like also excessive? Are we talking number or volume?
Yes.
Like, are you trying to report your own volume?
Volume, frequency, qualitative aspects.
There's a bunch of research, and I support all curiosity-driven research.
Yes.
But there's a time when you go, but do you want to be associated with that?
Oh my God, if you're getting worried now, you need a seatbelt, maybe with a shoulder strap. So they'd ask things, how many times a day would you say you fart, etc. And I mean, look, if I asked you that, how many times a day do you fart?
It's a 2-digit number. It's not a 3-digit number. I think a 3-digit number would be a lot.
How dare you?
A 1-digit number is probably...
For me, it's like, you should be asking me, how often are you not farting? I got like this constant thing with little staccato cut-off
you wouldn't
points.
be in a 3-digit number of farts.
No, not in a good day.
No. Good day or like you're saying good day is a high number.
No, good day is a low number. It's down to your low 80s.
Well, there you go.
But seriously, would you say like 20, 10, 50? Any idea?
I no real idea, though if you're doing a study, I could count fairly easily. Like I do notice when I fart. Like it's...
Apparently I don't always. I've been told.
I'm going to say nothing is funnier than,
the accidental.
No. People sharing a bed, who knows who did it, but being woken up by a smell. It's like, oh my God. Mind you, I have had a dog fart in the room, and we have conversed on dog farts before, where it's like...
Yeah, they have a life of their own, and they don't move across the room. They ooze across the room. One of our dogs likes to sleep on the bed, and her preferred position by the end of the evening is she's lying with her back against my side, but her head is basically where my butt is, and her butt is up towards my head end. And there's been a couple of times where I've let one rip, and it's been very loud, and she's jumped up looking fucking shocked, like horrified and confused, and then jumped off the bed and left the room.
There's an excavator coming.
She's like, what's that noise? She's like, when she gets too old, I think I might give her a heart attack. It's hilarious. Anyway, so how many farts you do? I don't know. I couldn't tell you how many times I fart a day. I really don't have a strong feeling.
Well, next week you'll have the full report.
I started this morning counting. So we don't really have a baseline. We got no real sort of objective, well-captured baseline for how many times a human farts.
Like no one has done a study on.
Well, they have now. And there's reasons for doing this, not just to amuse us, although obviously that's as good enough reason as any. It'll enhance our suite of useful biomarkers because we can track blood glucose, we can track cholesterol and stuff. Mm-hmm. But farts give us a pretty good idea of how our digestion's going.
Oh, definitely.
And to get technical on it, in most people, I'm quoting one of the studies, flatus, your flatus.
He's the Roman general.
Flatus Flavius Maximus, consists mainly of hydrogen, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen. So that's the standard fart mix.
Sure.
But hydrogen is produced when you've got excessive gut microbes. And so if you can track hydrogen in your flatus, you can get a direct readout or an idea of how active your gut microbes are, and microbiome is going.
So you can only light your farts if you've got active gut microbes.
Maybe overly active, maybe they're overly fermenting things in your tum-tum, etc. And also sometimes people's flatuses, flati, contain methane, which is useful to know. They shouldn't. Or
Sometimes.
They don't. Sometimes, apparently. Anyway, until now, we have no strong idea of what normal is, but we don't need to worry anymore because in 2025, a paper came out.
Wow. I'm shocked that there weren't some Victorian scientists who did this.
I'm sure there were, but that would have been like, putting a 2-litre glass retort up the anus and telling you to walk carefully and sleep on your stomach. So the paper is called Smart Underwear, a novel wearable for long-term monitoring of gut microbial gas production via flatus. And it turned up in 2025 to set the record straight. So they used this specially designed smart underwear device.
Yes.
Which is a unit, 26 by 29 by 9 millimetres. So basically...
a coin-sized thing.
2.5 centimetres by 3 centimetres by 1 centimetre. So
a thick coin.
It's not tiny, but it's not humongous.
And are you putting this right against the exit zone?
I imagine you would. What they said is it snaps discreetly onto any underwear.
Yeah, discreetly for people on the outside. I don't know how discreet that is on the inside.
In theory, all underwear should be fairly discreet unless it's all you're wearing.
Well, I'm just saying that you might get the feeling that you have a
large
coin pressed up against your date.
I have, what is it? I suppose like an Apple...
It's an Apple Watch.
A tracker, those little...
Yeah, like a...
What do they call them? The tracking devices that you use to be weird. And apparently it uses electrochemical sensors to track intestinal gas production 24/7, which is great. And so the senior author on this, a guy called Brantley Hall, he said, objective measurement gives us an opportunity to increase scientific rigour in an area that's been difficult to study, which is true. So results from this, they managed to conclude, it seems quite confidently, healthy adults produce flatus on average, you want to guess how many times a day?
15.
32.
Okay.
32 bottom burps a day, which is about twice as often as was previously thought.
Oh, well, there. I was in the previously thought category.
You're in the old school. Although it varies a lot. Apparently, the totals range potentially from 4 to 59 farts a day. 4. Come on.
But I hope they're giant. Like maybe it's
the colossal
like you've got a holder and it's
the
like...
kaiju of farts. 4 times a day.
Yeah, see, that's where I am with fireworks. It's the let's do big and don't hang around.
Big and 4.
So what would you choose? Of the two?
It's tricky because if I only did 4 times a day, I think that would be horrifying. Like, I think I'd evacuate neighbourhoods and children would start crying and bleeding from the eyes. I don't think it's a good idea. So one of the questions related to this is why were the previous estimates so far off? So we're back to this whole self-reports thing. And obviously self-reporting on almost anything at least has a few
It's hard to do
flaws.
Self-report at night time as well when you're asleep.
Exactly. That's one of the problems. When you're lying around and asleep, you're not really up and counting your farts.
No one farts at night in bed. It doesn't happen.
No one. Literally no one. And also, like many self-reports of many things, you might tend to over or under-report. Like, when the doc says, so how many drinks do you have a week? And you go, 2.
Oh, very different. I get self-report is flawed. If you were to ask someone, think about the last week and how many times you farted in the last week. Like, no one would
I don't have enough fingers to count that.
No, but no one would know that. Whereas if you said, okay, can you tomorrow please count the number of times you fart? And I think people would be able to do that within a rough order.
Probably, yeah. But not when they're asleep, as you say. Or if they're like, falling asleep in one of your lectures or something.
Yeah, sure.
Then they wouldn't know.
Falling asleep and farting. What a dream student that is.
It's squeaking noise followed by snoring.
Just occasional jerks of their leg. I had
$1.
Students, I want you in my class if you just drift off and nap.
And then fart yourself awake. We've all been there. Neurobiology, 3rd year, CO2 or something. God, I fell asleep and farted myself awake. One of the things they say, though, is also, as they put this, when you're self-reporting, visceral sensitivity varies widely. That is, you and I could fart and produce the same amount of your anus gas.
Yes.
But our self-reported experience of that could be dramatically different. Like, for me, it could just be
of
like...
the smell or of the
whole
of the
thing.
volume?
Volume, sensation.
Sure, okay.
Taste, texture.
Yeah, what's normal in one person's stomach gas is going to be different.
Yeah. So I let out something colossal and horrible, and I put in the log did a fart, and you'd let it out and go, oh my God, I'm going to hospital.
So, did they in this investigate if people, the stinkiness of the fart, and if people, can self-diagnose the stinkiness
Well, I
of the
don't know,
fart?
but the thing is that the monitor, which is of course objective, gathers your biochemical information.
Surely it would.
So it probably could say, well, there was more
when there's the more
sulfur
methane or
versus,
something like
more meat flavour?
Methane.
Oh, I was going to say, because,
Meat flavour.
more meat flavour.
I don't think anyone would describe it as flavour.
Oh, I don't know. So the device exists now. It's been tested. It seems to work, but there's more to be done. So the Hall Lab, after the main researcher, has launched the Human Flatus Atlas. And you can go and look at. I'll give you the web address in a moment. By you, I mean all you people at home. Will sees it.
They've already got it because they've got the show notes.
They do. That's right. They hear this in the future.
And we hear it in the past.
We do. So he uses the smart underwear to objectively measure flatulence patterns and correlate the patterns with diet, microbiome composition, etc. But there are also, to make the full variation, and they're recruiting participants all across the US in this case, but there are 3 main categories of farter.
Are they really?
Apparently. And it's terrible because I'm one category and my wife is definitely the opposite end category. So it's an interesting... Talk about opposites attracting. So you have your Zen digesters.
Oh.
These are people who consume high fiber diets, like 25 to 38 grams of fiber a day.
Sure.
Yet experience your minimal flatus.
Oh.
They may hold clues to understanding microbiome adaptation to high fiber diets.
Okay, so high fiber, no farts.
With very, very low farts.
Now, at this point, I just want to warn you that you don't have to actually say which category your wife is, because this is a public...
I don't mind. She's a Zen digester.
I guess if you were to be asked which one do you want to be publicly identified, sure. Okay.
She's a Zen digester. I can count... We've been together for nearly a quarter of a century, and I can count on one hand the number of times I've actually been aware of her doing a bottom burp.
A bottom burp.
Then you have your hydrogen hyperproducers.
Sure.
And as they say, simply put, people who fart a lot. No one's going to be shocked to hear.
You've said many times in this story.
It's more likely that I'm in that category. And they say studying these individuals could reveal what drives excessive gas production.
Oh, you're like the unique individuals with the high plasma or the special thing.
We are of use to science.
You can be of use.
The thing is, there's no point in me being part of this because I can tell you what it is. Well, it's beer.
Yeah, well.
And, live meats. Then you've got the people called normal who are in between the two. So your Zen digesters, your hydrogen.
So it's not really categorising. We've got a bell curve and we've gone
we've got
people up that
three
end,
bumps.
people up that end and everyone
extreme, middle.
Yeah.
So which one are you?
I'm just going to guess I'm normal because I don't have any... No, but I haven't stood next to someone all day and worked out how much we're each farting.
Okay, tomorrow I'm going to come over and hang out all day and we'll work it out.
I don't think I would describe myself as a vast farter.
Oh, lift your game, son.
I'm always worried. This is it's the office fart. When you're in your office and you're it's like,
oh, I hate that. You do one and you think I'm safe and someone knocks on the door. It's like, no one has turned up all day.
Could you wait 5 minutes to clear the air?
Let's meet in we'll go in the boardroom. We'll step out to the kitchen and get a coffee. Why? Because it smells like I shat in here. It's happened every now and then. It's happened to me. I was just like, oh my fucking God, I haven't seen anyone for 4 hours.
Not now.
For 4 hours. I let out one little sneaky and someone turns up and is looking polite at me. So anyway, they've got an ongoing study right now in the US. If you're over 18, you can play. You contact these people. They'll send you your smart underwear device. But be warned, the people in the Zen digesters and the hydrogen hyperproducers may be asked for stool samples as well.
Oh, well, I don't mind that.
I love it. Any study that involves capturing and collecting people's shit and analysing it, for me, they are champions of science. Anyone who's prepared to do that, they need a Nobel Prize just for
that. as the Australian government asks for our stool sample every so often. So
that's just to make sure we don't have the cancers.
I know, but also just so they've got a collection of our poo.
Yeah, I know, because you know what they do with it, don't you? They fake moon landings or something. Angela Lips. She's a mother of 3 and a grandmother of 5. She lives in Tennessee. I got to say I was a bit horrified to find out, though, this is because the headline is, about grandmother XYZ. She's 50. But just because that's younger than me and I hear this poor granny has had this situation. I'm like, what the she's younger than my little sister.
Well, biologically, you don't have to be terribly old.
You don't. And in Tennessee, they like to get in early. That's the state's motto, get in early. So just last year, July last year, US Marshals went to her house, quote, while she was babysitting 4 kids and arrested her at gunpoint.
I mean, picking a random American story, and it involves some aspect of that.
There's got to be, yeah.
And have you seen this tweet? It's like every good news story in America. You know, it's like whatever TV show saves this family or gets this organ
puppy
transfer.
found after 11 years in the wilderness.
And it's all whatever saves person from the orphan crushing machine. And it's like, why do we have an orphan crushing machine? It's like...
to save people from.
Oh, my God.
Well, this isn't quite that. So she was arrested. Marshals took her away at gunpoint. I assume therefore cuffed her and all the thing. So she'd been arrested for bank fraud in Fargo, North Dakota.
Well, that's the place to do it.
It is.
You get a TV show made after you if you do
and a movie, then a TV show.
Yeah, well, you sure.
And Fargo, North Dakota is about 1,600 kilometres away, so it's a fair hike. So apparently she had used a fake US Army military ID to withdraw tens of thousands of dollars from banks, or a bank. And they had footage of a woman doing the criming. So detectives investigating the case used AI facial recognition to ID the woman in the video.
I was almost about to look up, what was the frame you gave this? A, but definitely not I.
Emphatically not I.
Oh, my God.
So the detective said, look, the suspect's facial features, body type and hair were a match to Angela Lips. So because she'd crossed state lines from North Dakota to Tennessee...
they don't butt up right against each other, I don't think.
They do not, but she'd crossed state lines.
Sure.
So she's basically a fugitive from justice.
Okay.
Federal crime.
Yeah.
Or federal offence, whatever it is. You know how, I've seen movies. That's
This
what
is
they
not
say.
a law podcast. Don't worry about the law.
Especially American law. I don't think there isn't anymore. So because she's a fugitive, she was locked in a Tennessee country jail and no bail because fugitive. She's given a court-appointed lawyer.
Just to check,
Yeah.
the children that she was babysitting at the time, did they give them care?
I think it was a dish of water, crack the window. I don't know. They didn't.
They put the dog in charge?
They probably did. Come on, Rover. Good girl,
yours now.
Lassie. She won't be away for long. Yeah, so no bail. Court-appointed lawyer was given to her. Extradition process began to transfer her to North Dakota to face the courts, mount the defence, etc. So they left her in the Tennessee jail for 108 days before they finally flew her to Fargo. Her first interview with the Fargo police was in December, so 5 months after the arrest. And she said in an interview to the local radio station, she'd not only never been to North Dakota, she didn't even know anyone from that place. Oh, and also her lawyer had undeniable evidence that she was in Tennessee at the time of the crimes. But it seems the detectives didn't do a lot to, verify her ID.
Relied on that.
They didn't call her to question her while she was in the Tennessee jail for 108 days.
How is that possible?
It was an oopsie. So she's finally released from jail in Fargo on Christmas Eve. So she'd been brought up from Tennessee in the middle of summer. So she only had summer clothes. The local authorities did not pay for her trip home. But then some local defense attorneys, apparently, they pulled a bunch of money together to pay for a hotel room. And a non-profit called the F5 Project pulled together money to arrange for her to get a trip back to Tennessee. So by this stage, she had, because of her jail time, lost her home, her car, and her dog. So if you needed any convincing that maybe you should be a little bit cautious about what AI spits out, there is number 754 bajillion.
I was looking through a study the other day. This is a 2023 study.
Yeah.
And it was you know how there's a bunch of AI saying it can unblur images. And this is the same sort of thing.
You mean enhance?
Well, yeah, enhance basically. And there's actually been a big outcry a couple of weeks ago from NVIDIA doing something like this. But this was a study of people. Yeah. And so the researcher, she is a black woman. She took a variety of photos of herself, put a blurring sort of filter on.
Yeah.
And then used AI to unblur.
Turn it back into me.
And none of them were even nearly all white. Like it just turned.
So people. It turned back into people, not like a fish or a tank or something.
Turned back into people. But
white.
Yeah, absolutely.
Couldn't even get the colour right.
And one was definitely, I would call a masculine looking, going. It was wildly wrong because what it's doing is not... This is the thing about stuff like unblurring and all of this kind of identification. It is just predicting based on probabilities. What is the likelihood based on all of the sample set that it has, not on what is actually in the data. And, this whole thing of, it could actually go back and get you the truth of what. No. It's just guessing based on what might be plausible. So the other version...
AI is magic.
The other thing, this was NVIDIA. It's got this, I don't know the name of this. Was a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. So NVIDIA, huge now because of all of the AI processors.
Yeah, hugely.
Biggest company in the world.
Yeah.
But they came from video games where they were the graphics processors. And so they had released this software that used the graphics processors to upscale old games. And
I love that.
And so you can understand why that, if it's a good game from like 20 years ago, but maybe you could make
Did you ever play Descent?
Descent. I did play Descent.
Descent, I'd love to see an upgraded version. Descent was fantastic.
But the joke was, people put like Resident Evil, sort of they're zombies, and put it through the AI upgrade, and they all turn into hot women. because that's what AI is trained on and looking for, and it's like it's not trained on accurately purveying what might be there. Instead, it's trying to purvey some sort of probabilistic thing of what we want to see. Of course,
and it doesn't ask questions about context. It doesn't say, well, who put this in? And no, of course. It's not intelligent.
Don't trust it. It's garbage.
It's not intelligent.
It lies.
It's not intelligent. We are.
A little bit of science.
We are a little bit of science.
And we have given you a bunch of little bits of science.
Yep. If you nail all the snippets together, you'll get one science unit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you like that sort of science unit, you know what you need to do. You need to tell your friends and give us...
Smash the yay button. That's the 16-star button in every podcast.
And in fact, actually tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
Like say, you guys listen to this podcast. These guys are really nice.
And they need your support.
Yeah, they do.
They feel lonely.
They do. They're, and you can watch them on Twitch on a Friday afternoon often.
And if you want to...
Sometimes.
Yeah, when it suits. And if you want to email us, it's cheers@alittlebitofscience.com.au/Jesus.
.au. We should probably put a /Jesus thing. What happens?
We should. I want to see what happens. But yeah, tell us stories or whatever.
Yeah. Give us some.
Give us some suggestions. Correct us because we probably need it.
Love yous.
Miss you.
You're beautiful.
Miss you.